Nigeria's media sector has since grown into a prosperous industry that comprises newspapers, radio broadcasters, and television stations, disseminating information to people of various languages across the country. Hello and welcome. I'm Stephen Impalabo Lawson, and this is Business Matters, where business truly matters. Let us take our business update.
Hey beautiful, your eyes, your smile are all begging me to take you home tonight. Now reading page 3.
Experience unlimited super-fast internet access from Entel 4G.
Entel. Live more.
In the traditional media business, creativity and distribution are mainly linear, but digital has created a whole new world order that is more atomized and complex. Welcome to our Professionals segment. Thank you for staying tuned on Business Matters, Nigerian premium business program that unveils different strategies, policies, and positions that can help your business thrive. Joining me in the studio today is no other person than a wonderful, highly spirited entrepreneur who is saddled with the integration of all the Guadian Group businesses to implement the new global operating structure and oversee the emergency of an effective corporate governance system that will help facilitate a new culture of productivity and competitiveness. As a matter of fact, he has a master's degree in economics from the University of Lagos and also an MBA in management from the University of Management and Technology, Virginia in the United States, as well as a PhD in project management engineering from the University of Maryland, College Park, United States of America. A certified project management professional who has a wonderful experience, especially in the energy and power sector. Today is the Group CEO of the Guadian Group, and we are going to be exploring the topic, media business in the new digital age, threat or opportunity. I would like to introduce Dr. Habeeb Adekunle Quadri. How are you, Doctor? It's good to have you on Business Matters.
Nice to have you too. Nice to see you too here.
Great,
nice
great,
to see
great.
you here.
Dr. Quadri, we're looking at media business in the new digital age, threat or opportunity. We know the media landscape has changed with the advent of the online and social media. How relevant is the print media in news and information dissemination in the digital age?
The news, the media space has come a long way. It started with the print, the TV, the radio. And as a matter of fact, Nigeria, we are so blessed to have the first TV on the continent of Africa. And since after then, it has been a competitive landscape. And now we're talking about the digital transformation of the media landscape. And even the print, the TV, the radio too, they also are struggling to be online. Because if you are not online as a media or multimedia platform, you get left behind. So right now, I would not say per se that it's a threat or an opportunity. I think it's both. It's both in the sense that the digital space enhance both the print platform and the TV platform and the radio platform, because now the TV, as it was in the 60s and the 70s, could just only be watched within the continent. But now you can stream the NTA even anywhere in the world. So the digital is actually changing the entire landscape, and it's enhancing the way the print, the TV, and the radio, they operate and compete in a global media landscape.
So you agree in the sense that, I mean, with your position, that the impact on the media landscape, as the case might be, of the digital age is actually positive more than the negative?
Yes.
Okay.
It's positive in the sense that all of them stand to benefit from it. The TV, even the Guardian, we have the Guardian TV right now that is online. Even the NTA is online. So they are also playing online to port into the global market of the media, of multimedia, so that they can stay competitive. So, and that's why it is an opportunity, and of course a threat, because at this point in time, you don't get as much sales as you should have been getting, from the print media, compared to what it was in the 80s and the 70s when there was no digital, when there was no internet. So that's the only threat per se as it is right now. But the advantages and the opportunities way outweigh the negatives.
The negatives. Well, that itself is on a positive note. However, you are an executive. You're the group CEO of the Guadian Group, and we know, for example, that the bottom line is oftentimes very important.
Yes.
And a business model must be crafted in a way where it reflects the template within the disruption which the digital age has brought about. Are there fail-safe or guaranteed business models that we can adopt in the media space that can guarantee the bottom line in a positive light?
Well, we are still an highly adopter, of multimedia in Nigeria.
Okay.
Compared to advanced countries like the United States or the UK. But we are growing. We are growing. So the opportunities are out there for people, for organizations and media houses to tap into. So I cannot say per se that we are stuck right now. We are not stuck, but we are just learning. We are just learning the rope to be able to play in a global world, because it's a flat world now where everybody can plug and play from anywhere, and that's where this digital is very important. If you understand the fact that people can plug and play into your TV or into your digital platform from anywhere in the whole world, then you start trying to fine-tune and streamline your business model to not only appeal to within the continent of Africa or within a geographical confine, but to appeal to a global landscape, because that's where the money is now. Because as a matter of fact, you can publish a job in Nigeria and people are applying to it in India, in Japan. So that's the business model should actually reflect and mirror a global landscape.
Of course, this also this particular position actually affects both the print and the broadcast. Of course, the broadcast themselves have to be able to understand that and be able to tap into that. Now, the reading culture in Nigeria is one that begs for a lot of attention.
Yes.
And people feel that some people will say the Nigerians or some people never read. And then we have handheld devices that has come in this digital age to actually create a scenario where people are seen to do more of the browsing than they do more of the reading. Do you think truly that the digital age is actually encouraging reading culture, or is just a browsing culture, as past to say?
Well, I think it depends on where you look at it, and it depends on the population structure, right? So if you're looking at the students across the country, I think the digital has encouraged them to even read more.
Okay.
To read wider, because right now you can sign into Bodleian Library at University of Oxford without leaving the confine of your room.
That's true.
You can sign into NYU Library or University of London Library, University of Lagos Library without leaving your room, basically. So the students are benefiting from the ability to leverage the digital transformation to access different libraries around the world, without having to go into the library and open the print books and to want to read from. They can read from anywhere in the whole world. So I believe the digital is actually really enhancing the ability of the students to read wider. Even the older people, they're not lagging behind too, because I know so many older people that are above 60, 70 years old that they do WhatsApp. They do WhatsApp. They do WhatsApp. And in WhatsApp, they send different messages around, different educative articles, messages that in those days while they were growing up, they had to travel all the way to the United States or England to gain those knowledge. But now they don't have to do that. All they just have to do is to spend about an hour with their grandchildren to teach them how to access and I mean WhatsApp, they have access to news all over the world. So the digital transformation is not only beneficial to the young people, it's beneficial to everyone across board.
Even business owners and
Yes,
people who are
yes.
actually into different kinds of investment
Yes.
opportunities, as the case.
It only
is.
depends on where you are coming from.
Okay.
Where you are coming from, whether you want to really take advantage of the digital platform to your advantage. There are some students do, and there are some people do, that all they do with the social media, all they do with the digital platform is just to hang around and burn their monies, right? But people that really have a mission, they really put into that digital transformation and make the best use of it.
Okay.
And I know a few of those in Nigeria here that have really they've taken advantage of digital transformation, and they've used that to not only transform their lives, but to transform their businesses
as well.
and also transform their families.
But there's an argument, or there is a position that has been put forward, especially in Europe and America, that one of the publications by the Magazine Publishers Association has to do with the case of retention. A lot of people believe that when you read from print, you get to retain better mentally than when you do most of the handheld devices, as the case might be. Yeah, do you think that?
Well, I think that's kind of individualistic.
It is?
I have not seen any research that confirms the ratio of people that can do that across the world. I think that's individualistic, because there are so many people like me. I prefer to read soft copies.
Okay.
Than the hard
I
copies.
prefer the hard copies.
Yeah, I prefer the soft
I get the
copies.
impression that for example, the newspapers,
Yeah.
you get to actually read the newspapers,
Yes.
and then when you are reading it off your handheld device, there are conventional or traditional media houses who oftentimes have created the role, or they have been seen to be more of what you call the gatekeepers. How do you think fake news will obviously threaten a lot of our businesses, especially in the print and the broadcast sector?
I think the issue of fake news on the net is over celebrated. It's overblown. Even everyday life, there are rumors flying around. There are rumors flying around every day. And even in the newsprint, we've seen a lot of errata, corrections that
Yes.
we trying to correct this. So there are fake news everywhere. See, fake news not just on the internet. There are fake news just about everywhere. And guess what? Before fake news end up on the internet, it started from somewhere, right? It started from you and I.
That's true.
Before we now put it on the internet.
So it's just a change of platform.
Exactly. Yeah. So
as the case might
it
be.
just didn't just show up on the internet because fake news on the internet. But where did it come from? It come from one of us. I probably already traveled far, by word of mouth before it appears on the internet. So you can't really take fake news out of human beings, because it's part of life, But the only problem is that the digital platform now makes it easy for things to go viral.
That's
exactly.
true.
So, but fake news, has always been there.
That's true.
Yeah,
Now,
that's always been there.
you are an executive, and I mean you've actually had different experiences at top management level in the United States, in Nigeria, as a matter of fact, in the power and energy sector. And we begin to wonder that in the media space, the issue of corporate governance seems not to be taking the front burner. And media is a business in its own sense. It has to do with profit and loss. It has to do with the balance sheet. It also has to do with engaging your staff to make sure that they're well taken care of. Do we see ourselves being threatened because of poor corporate governance structure?
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to limit this to the media alone. Like I said earlier on, our corporate governance codes in Nigeria just got developed like about 20 years ago, during the Obasanjo regime. That was when we started developing our corporate governance codes. Because in those days, you used to have corporate governance bodies and members that were just the cronies and friends of the business owners. And then when business started failing, and they started realizing that actually what is important is the bottom line. So to be able to succeed, then you have to really be able to, compose a board of director, the corporate governance, headed by the board of director, by people that can get the job done, by people that have industry experience, one way or the other, that can help you to address strategic business issues, address risk issue, and be able to, to manage the metamorphosis of your company from where it is right now to where you really want to be. I'm talking about the vision management now, managing the vision and the mission of the company. So I think in Nigeria now we are beginning to understand that it is not just enough to have a company. It is not to build a corporate governance, which is a convergence of the board of directors, the management, representing the staff, and of course the shareholders. Those are the three major players in the corporate governance. So people are beginning. Industry players, business people, they are beginning to understand that if the corporate governance is not well structured, it affects the success of the business itself. It affects the success of the business itself. So you have to leverage the experiences of people that have gone through that route of the business you are into, to compose a board of directors that can provide an effective oversight strategy. A strategic oversight to the management.
No, it's interesting because in this age of the digital age as we know it to be, a lot of people are beginning to have different management ideas. The different management philosophies are beginning to go away from the point of, cutthroat competition to the place of what's a management profession actually called co-opetition. And one has certainly made the case in terms of this is the age of collaboration.
Yes.
Because it's not so much about how much you want to take so much of the market share, but how relevant do you want to position yourself? Because the opportunities are coming at the speed of thought, just like Bill Gates actually wrote in one of his books. Yes. And then when we wonder, for example, the Guadian is a print platform, and then NTA, as the case is a broadcast platform. Do we see a synergy in terms of the collaboration between media houses as a way to go in terms of taking advantage of the different opportunities?
There's a lot of collaboration going on with media houses. The only way we can win as an industry is to make sure that we work together. And we are actually really doing that. We do that on a daily basis. We started with the TV, now the radio, and the radio, the TV, and the print. So they used to dominate the entire media space. So that means there's a lot, if they can now port into the global space, that the only way we can take this the industry to the next level and compete in a global space, in a global world, is for us to come together as an industry, the TV, the media, and the print, so that they can figure out, the melting pot that everybody can port into and dip into and be able to, make the industry a better one and a better one for all.
As a way of wrapping up this one-on-one, and it's been an amazing explosion for me. Business Matters is one of the premium programs of the NTA2, Lagos Network Center. And one of the things we're very passionate about is to have executives like you who will give one or two advice to small and medium-scale businesses, because they are the engine of the economy.
Yes, they are.
Within the framework of the importance of media, what will your recommendation and advice be to the MSMEs?
Yeah, the MSMEs, you can't throw away the importance of mentoring. Mentoring, because even within the media space too, we see so many young people. They just want to become the editor the following day. They don't want to learn the ropes, right? They don't want to learn the ropes. They just want to get a camera with a bachelor degree in mass communication, and they want to become an editor. And we are saying, no, you have to learn the ropes. You have to have a senior, journalist
who has learned the rope, as a matter of fact,
to mentor you, to groom you, so that you can become even better version of yourself. So I'm going to be advising all the SMEs to, in whatever you want to do, you need some kind of mentoring. If it is business you want to do, you want to go all out by yourself. You don't want to partner with no other businesses or with other partners. You need to identify who the mentors should be. You have to be mentored, because there are so many risks out there in business management. Because I've seen people, even in America, where they have 2% interest rate for SMEs. I've seen so many businesses still failed. despite all the opportunities, because they got them. Even here in Nigeria, you if you as SMEs, they give you business loan at about 20-25% interest rate. That's a lot of risk. So we don't have mentoring process in place to better manage that finance. You're not just going to lose the business. You're going to lose the business and you're going to be in debt. And that can be so devastating for a small business that is trying to get up. So the place of mentoring is very huge for the SMEs.
Okay.
And the second advice I'm going to give them is you have to continue to learn. Self-development, management, self-learning, leadership, self-learning. Apart from mentoring, you have to continue to reinvent yourself. Apart from getting a mentor, like I said earlier on, you also have to continue to invent yourself. You cannot, it is not just enough for you to establish a business and then you feel that you've arrived. There's nothing else to do other than just managing the business. No, you don't just manage the business. You have to start now identifying similar businesses around the world and then do research, study them, know how they survive over the years. So mentoring and self-learning is very important.
All right. I want to say a big thank you so very much, Dr. Habeeb Adekunle Quadri, the Group CEO of the Guadian Group. It is an amazing exposition we've just had, and we hope we're going to have you again on Business Matters.
All right, thank you, Mr. Steve. I'm glad to be here, and thanks for having me here.
Great, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate
it. Anyway, viewers, that's so much we can take on this one-on-one. As you've heard it from Dr. Quadri, it is one or two things: mentorship and self-development will definitely put you above the competition. Please stay tuned. Business Matters continues after this.
Experience unlimited super-fast internet access from Entel 4G.
Entel. Live more.
Disruption is sweeping through the media industry, powering invention and rapid expansion of new business models, leading to uncertainty about the durability of traditional media outfits. That wraps up this edition of Business Matter. Till I come your way next week, I'm Stephen Ipalobo Lawson. Thanks for watching.